Gaffney Medical Center's halls feel empty without two of its beloved staff members. Today, we've rounded up the reasons for Torrey DeVitto's mysterious exit and brief return.
My job's at stake.
Stay tuned to hear whether Yaya DaCosta is opposed to returning to wrap up Ethan and April's unresolved romance.
I'm here with the diva, and she has something she would like to say. Oh, she's perfected it, y'all.
Also, learn what was behind 3 other regulars' departures. Torrey DeVitto as Dr. Natalie Manning. DeVitto has filled Dr. Manning's shoes since the franchise's premiere, and that was 6 years ago, so it really is the end of an era. In her earlier days, DeVitto used her roles in commercials as a stepping stone to TV and film jobs. And long before the acting bug bit, Torrey was not only a model, but also a professional violinist. Prior to Chicago Med, she played in Pretty Little Liars and Vampire Diaries. When asked what made her want to go into acting,
Jim Carrey was an influence for me.
Me too, actually. I used to impersonate him at every family dinner.
after appearing in more than 100 episodes of the medical procedural, fans weren't ready to say goodbye. So, needless to say, we were all ecstatic when DeVitto made a surprise return in the Season 7 premiere. During her brief time on screen, she gave us a more fitting farewell than the Season 6 finale did. Fans shouldn't get their hopes up about seeing her again, though. The news of her shocking exit broke earlier this year when Torrey wrote, "Well, looks like the cat is out of the bag. All good things must come to an end." In response, fans took to the comments section to express their shock and disappointment. One said, "I'm so sad. She is a brilliant character and will always be in my heart. She made Chicago Med so enjoyable. Wishing you luck on your other projects, Torrey." Another wrote, "Torrey, you carried that show. I'm gonna miss you and your character terribly." It's natural to wonder whether something unpleasant happened behind the scenes, like maybe a fight with a colleague or a bad experience with a showrunner. But there really isn't anything sinister to DeVitto's decision to depart. Well, other than her being ready to embrace new adventures. On that note, Torrey has already started with some exciting fresh projects. She stars in this year's horror film, Cold. In addition, she finished filming for her upcoming movie Skelly, now in post-production. And DeVitto will also appear in the Hallmark film The Christmas Promise, which is currently in the works. Apart from work, she's probably glad to focus her newfound freedom on her love life. Torrey's been doing just that, and confessed to be madly in love with Chicago Cubs manager David Ross. The pair appears to still be together, and even captured a photo memory of their day at the beach. Based on DeVitto's IG account, there's no trouble in paradise. Of course, celebrities can announce their breakups literally overnight. Still, we're hopeful that their love will last. There's another series regular who opted to leave Chicago Med and also used to be a model. Yaya DaCosta as April Sexton. Back in the day, Yaya finished second on Cycle 3 of America's Next Top Model. And like DeVitto, Yaya has appeared in more than 100 episodes of Chicago Med. One theory is that DaCosta hung up nurse April Sexton's scrubs due to the working hours.
6 days last week, we put in 16 hours. We ain't sleep, we ain't eat, man, we barely took showers.
However, it turns out that wasn't the deciding factor behind her departure. Basically, it was just time for something new, and the timing was impeccable. A new project arrived right at the time Yaya was in the process of renewing her contract for Chicago Med. When DaCosta read the script for Fox's new drama, Our Kind of People, she fell in love straight away. Of course, it didn't hurt that it came with an added bonus, being that she'd get to team up with Lee Daniels, who she previously worked with on The Butler. As Yaya wrote, "My exit from Chicago Med and the arrival of the show happened really simultaneously. There isn't much to say about it. There was a window opening and a question mark as to whether I should stay or go." In her new role in Our Kind of People, Yaya plays a single mom who sets out to reclaim her family's name, but then uncovers a dark secret about her past. DaCosta shared that this show is a dream for her, in that it's saucy and so much fun. She's grateful for getting to play with serious themes, all while keeping it lighthearted. So, like DeVitto, there isn't any bad blood between DaCosta and her co-stars or bosses. Although we've all made peace with the fact that Sexton is gone, we should never say never, and Dr. Manning's brief return gave viewers hope. Asked if she got any closure on April's relationship with Ethan, Yaya admits, "No, not at all. I think that when the finale was written, the idea of April not being at Gaffney Medical Center and me not being on the show was not even a thought." DaCosta says they were literally in the final days of shooting the last episode while negotiations about her work were ongoing. The good news is that Yaya would love to return to tie up loose ends, so maybe we'll get to see April again? Just because the actress has moved on doesn't mean she's not missing her old family. I'm going to miss everyone dearly, and of course, all of you who watch the show religiously and have also become part of the One Chicago family. That said, being a single mom to an 8-year-old son probably means DaCosta is grateful for any extra time she can get. In fact, when she was still with Chicago Med, the actress admitted that it was hard to juggle motherhood and her hectic work schedule. Yaya's Instagram doesn't contain any evidence of a beau, but maybe she's flying under the radar. On another note, DeVitto's brief return to the show was similar to Colin Donnell's exit 2 years ago. Colin Donnell as Dr. Connor Rhodes. Many fans still haven't recovered from hearing that Donnell was leaving the show after 4 seasons as a series regular. At the time, Colin addressed his departure. "Sorry to say that this is true. I love my Chicago Med family dearly, and a special thank you to all the fans that have made these last 4 seasons so amazing." But then he surprised us all by appearing for one final episode during season 5. After that, it was goodbye for real. As for the seasons, it seems like this time it wasn't really Donnell's choice, but a creative decision. Showrunner Andrew Schneider explained that there was a general feeling that the character's story had reached a conclusion. Everybody loves Colin and Norma, but it was just a sense of, let's do some changes. It seems like Colin is a little heartsore about having to leave. When asked if his character would ever return, Donnell said he'd love to go back. "I would love to pop in here and there, and I sort of have a history of doing that now on shows." Though the actor was surprised by the news of being cut from the show, he understands that's how show business works. Colin hasn't badmouthed anyone, and is simply grateful for the opportunity he had while it lasted. The actor has since appeared on Arrow as well as Almost Love, and fans are delighted, because Colin and his wife Patty Murin are a mean acting team. Yes, they co-starred in a Hallmark Channel movie called Love on Iceland. And they recently traveled to Malta to film their new movie To Catch a Spy. The couple's baby daughter Cecily was born with a hole in her heart and had to undergo open heart surgery at just a few months old. Thankfully, she's doing better now. Donnell's career has clearly been doing well since his Chicago Med days, but let's see if the same can be said for the next actress. Rachel DiPillo as Dr. Sarah Reese. DiPillo's character departed during the season 4 premiere and hasn't been seen since, and it turns out the real reason for her exit is a little murky. Executive producer and showrunner Andrew Schneider has praised Rachel for her acting talents, but he's also been cryptic, simply saying that if they can find a good way to bring Sarah back later, they'll entertain the thought. It's still not clear whether it was Rachel's personal decision to exit, or rather an executive choice. The fact that the character's exit seemed abrupt doesn't help set our minds at ease. And while Reese never returned, it seems like DiPillo has stepped away from acting completely. She's accepted no new projects since her Chicago Med days, and nobody really knows why. Next, let's see what was behind the departure of Dr. Rhodes' professional rival-turned-girlfriend. Norma Kuhling as Dr. Ava Bekker. The season 4 finale was the last episode for Dr. Ava. Following the interesting way in which her character left, there were rumors of strife behind the scenes. Whether it's true or not remains a mystery. Yet, Norma wrote a heartfelt post about her character's fate and her own time on the show. Well, that escalated. A final farewell and thank you to the Chaihards. You guys have overwhelmed me with your thoughtful, passionate messages, and I'm so grateful. It seems likely that Norma's character was written off as part of a creative decision. After putting that chapter of her career behind her, Kuhling has appeared in 14, a 2019 American independent film. And that's it for today. Are you glad Torrey DeVitto returned for the Chicago Med premiere? Would you like to see Yaya DaCosta again? Be sure to share in the comments. And stay awesome!